Hello, pioneers. Welcome back to Satisfactory the 1.0, and I am fantastic, Mr. Ghost. Still waiting for that to do, to complete. Oh, it's one at a time. Yeah, 1,000. That's a lot of little cubey things, but I'm okay with it because I'm doing other stuff, you know. It's been cooked. Oh wow! You know when you oh look at that. When you approach it, it all zaps out all at once. Whoa! They should put a warning on that. It doesn't bother me, but I know folks are. Some folks get bothered by it. Look at that fancy belt down there, folks. Whoop! There we go. Isn't that cool? This 1200 belt is really interesting. I got to admit, you really know you've upgraded with this stuff. Alright, well, I was able to completely rip and redo the aluminium, and it is crazy. These casings, I mean, you get a really good yield on it when you add the copper, but imagine not having the copper. Holy crap. So I kind of had to go along the edge here with this belt. It's right on the edge. It was clipping into the train stop. Yeah, you know, whatever. Sometimes, you know, you just gotta do what you gotta do. Other than redoing this whole thing, I'd have to push it over and all that. But that's fine, it works. So the bauxite's going on up over here. I had to do some belt goofiness here. Because I'm in this, you know, kind of a sink area. I'm sunken down. It really makes it for a challenging time. But it's fun. I went up over this rock crap over here. I was up by 2, and then I had to go up a third, clear that, because, you know, I don't want to clip, looks stupid. And then I had to clear the coal belt here, here, coming from here. Let's turn my light on. There we go. I got a Mark III here on the coal. This one. It is, oh, you know, I keep forgetting. I got to bring coal up to the base. So there's, it's 420 giggity. And then this one here is 300. So that's what I need. 720 total going that away. So that is a Mark V belt for that. What? A drone? Oh, maybe we'll get to that today. Yeah, aluminium ingots going into this here drone thing. I wanted to use this to deliver aluminium wherever. And because we're going to need canisters for things. So I figured, well, let's just, you know, do this. Other than that, you know, later on, I'll have another aluminium build, which will be ingots only, maybe, to shuffle around the map. Depends on how far I go here. So, yeah, this is all redone. It's all the same up to here, I think. All these are normal clock speed now. I remember to do that. And so there, it's kind of a weird number. So press N. Oh, wait. Is that right? Yeah, N. And I forgot there was a calculator in here. Probably have a lot of comments yelling at me about that. I'm like, I wish there was a calculator in the game. I may have said that. I don't know. So anyway, this is 360 times 6. What's nice is when you don't have to put equals or anything like that or enter. It just goes in. 2160. So we might, you know, take the 1200 belt off of that, and we have 960 left. We take that 1200 number, and we divide it by, I think it's 60. We got 20 aluminium smelters. And that's what I have here. All these right here. So then we get to the casings, and you'll see that it's being chewed up because I hooked a belt up. I was a little off on that one. Oh well, it kind of curved over. I wasn't trying to line anything up, but I kind of knew I was close. And I know I could do whatever with these. I could actually flip that one. I could redo these to get them further over this way so I can curve out, you know. But it's fine. I don't care. So, and you can see, look, there's two machines. Well, two. They're working. And the aluminium here, the ingot, or the copper ingots. It worked out. And, I mean, it's not tapping it hardly. As you can see, not even half. Mark III miner. And 600 per minute on a normal. Zoop. 600, right? So, I think that's 20, I think. So I got plenty of copper. Now, I set up the all-clad here because the recipes, the only recipe that uses it right now is batteries, and I'm sure there's something else out there, maybe later on, because we don't have all the alternates yet, but it's for Mark V belt and battery. Well, I'm not going to use batteries. I'm going to use turbo fuel for the drones. So I set this up here, and this is only consuming 120 out of the 960? So I have 840 left over here. So when it comes to further expand, I got tons of capacity here. So I can maybe set up a train. I'd have to redo all this and put another train stop in. And then I have the aluminium ingots picked up here. Because the trains are kind of inflexible. I wish they were a little more flexible. But alas, they are not. Oh, let's go over here. And we're going to do the hub. Hub, not a MAM. Hub research. We're going to do the next one. Because I want to see... Oh, and I forgot about the fixinonium, whatever the crap that stuff is. I got to look at that. Because we unlocked it. And I think it's the fuel rods. So let's get this going, though, first. Well, here, let's take a look. Yeah, this one. Fixonium. And then the rod. The fixonium fuel rod. So let's take a look at that. So here's the fixonium. Oh, it's used... Oh, wait a minute. The heck is this? Oh, plutonium waste. And it makes what? Oh, okay. We take the plutonium waste, singularity cell, and the dark matter. And then we get this. Fixonium. So wait, this has got a power usage on it. Oh, here we go. There's the fuel rod. So we need the fix-it trigon. And the... Okay, so we're going to unlock this now. So, there we go. Yeah, this one here... Is there... We need to unlock this. Because we don't know what the recipe is. So, let's do that now. Alright, select the milestone. Shabam. Shabam. Kaboom. Kablam. Slap that button. There we go. Oh, what's she gonna say?
Milestone reached. This is not a competition, but other pioneers, such as 83CKY and U531355, had already completed project assembly by this point. Fix-It was obviously wrong about you, but perhaps so was I.
Whoa.
Regardless, you have finally unlocked the quantum encoder, which requires vast fluctuating power and excited photonic matter to produce highly complex parts. Do not make the same mistakes managing the resulting dark matter residue as you did other byproducts.
Okay.
Project part number 11, the AI expansion server, is now your highest priority. Galaxy-wide project management is taxing to even the most advanced among us, especially those who have to manage the less advanced. Like kittens and puppies, who are definitely still waiting for you to save them.
I love it. Oh my god, I like that they call you out. Like, oh, other engineers or pioneers have completed this, and yeah, you're an idiot. That is hilarious. Okay, so we got new stuff here. Okay, quantum encoder, a new building, yeah. Okay, we'll start here. What is this? Converter. How does this work? Click to collapse. Produced in a converter. What's a wait a minute. Have we looked at a oh, yeah, but what's the input? Is it just produce it? Huh, we'll look at that. Now we have the power shard. Yeah, and it kicks out the dark matter. Oh, cool. There's the Fixonium fuel rod. Okay, we looked at that. Oh, the superposition oscillator. Okay, this just unlocked. Ha! Dark matter crystal plus the crystal oscillator. Oh, look at here. All clad frickin' aluminium sheets. You sons of guns. Here I am thinking, nothing's used with this. What? All right. I'm glad about that, though, because, yeah, it makes it fun to, oh, I got to set this up. I got to set that up. So my thoughts are that, yeah, it's going to be trainable potentially or whatever. Then we got the photonic matter there. Oh, here we go. Supercomputer and then the time crystal. Fixite trigon. Excited photonic matter. And there it is. Wow. These are funny. Utilizes combination of neural network architecture. I don't know if I've read this. It says this technology has enabled some of Fixit's biggest advancements in artificial intelligence and relativistic engineering, I think. Yeah, something like that. Oh, crap. Look at this. Yeah. Oh, God. These two things, plus that part that took a massive amount of machines, plus this, and what is it? Oh, yeah, the AI expansion server, and then we get dark matter out of that. Holy crap. I have some thoughts on, I might put the space elevator in a place, and I might have to train stuff in and produce all the stuff in a different place, like the Dune Desert would be perfect. Set up a platform, get all the machines placed, bring trains in, drop stuff off, and do the final parts here. I don't know. Because, yeah, this is a big job. Wow. That's crazy. Great, man. Really great work on this endgame stuff. We'll take a look at the dark matter crystal here. We got some alts. Oh, okay. So what is this now? Diamonds plus dark matter residue. That's how you get your dark matter crystal. Now, if you're backing up or something, you can sink this. So, yeah, that would be like an option to kind of balance stuff out temporarily or whatever. Oh, yeah, so we got the power shard here and then the superposition oscillator. Oh, yeah, we looked at that. Look at all these alternates. Well, let's do this. I got 4. Let's run one here. Blam. Okay, we'll get that going. I'll probably run all 4, and then we'll look at them all at once. All right, we'll look at the superposition oscillator here. Yep, 2 alternates here, but it's a used in. So there's no question marks here, so 1 recipe, and that's it. Okay, we did look at that. All right, here's the neural quantum processor. That doesn't have anything to do with like you're thinking neurons. So there's no biology in here. So, oh yeah, 1 recipe. That's it. That is it. Look at that. It looks pretty cool. It's like a big cube that fits onto some kind of socket. It's like a huge processor. So we looked at that one there. And I think we looked at this already. Yeah, there's no alternate here. 4 per minute, though. So 125. Okay, that's the fluid or gas or whatever. Excited it's like light in a pipe because photonic is light. I would, and it's excited meaning heated up or whatever. So oh yeah, only 1 recipe there. No alts for you. Quantum encoder. This thing, I think. Oh my god! Look at the size of this thing. Oh, okay, it's not as bad. I thought it was. Oh, it is. It's huge. Wow, this thing is badass. Look at all that stuff. Oh my god. Alright, well, I gotta place it because I want to see it. Holy cow. Look at this thing. Wow. Oh, this is really cool. Oh, look, they got a little thing over here. Wow. Fluid 3 inputs and then 1. Well, it looks like fluid. Yeah, fluid and output. Physical. So here we go. There's the server. superposition oscillator in the processor, Fixonian fuel rod, and synthetic power shard. Here's the thing, man. If you're doing this... Oh, wow. Look at these lights. It's like disco. I love it. Cool. Tooth. Look at this. 2 gig. That's 2 gigawatts right there. That is cool. We're definitely going to see this thing on, but we'll mess with that later. Okay, well that's all done. I got one more update here on the rail, but I wanted to check this and see where we're at. We need the processor for this, obviously, and the superposition oscillator for this one. I'd like to get this one because the one that I have, the Mark II, isn't big enough for what I want to do. I want to do something with rail. Speaking of rail, let's take a little ride. So, I dipped down and dipped up. Look at that. Notice I have a new jig. I'm using the little jig I was talking about last episode, but you will see that it doesn't always perfectly line up. I'm okay with a little bit, but it is, in certain instances, it doesn't work. So I have a 3, and oh, this, as you can see, this one here has the signals. Oh yeah, see, there you go. So now I've standardized the rail to a point, and I don't like how wide that is, but it is what it is. I don't know if I could shorten this up. Look at this. Oh, I got a tree to get rid of there. Woo! Look at this. And the end of the line. Woo! Oh, okay. Well, I got my thing on. So I came out here. This is the coal pickup here. And then I'm going up there to get the sulfur. But there might be another way to get up there. I'm thinking I might have to go this way and up. So I'll reconfigure this. What I'm trying to do here is get the, I guess, the rocket fuel. I want to get that going. And in order to do that, I need massive amounts of coal and sulfur in the interim. And so I'm like, I can't do this with just little point-to-point trains. I need an actual network, because for power, I would like to have 2 trains, one dedicated to coal and one dedicated to sulfur. That means I'm going to have to be all over the map here because sulfur. Oh, I got to fix that too. That's fine. So this worked out freaking really well. The only tricky part is I wish I could attach the rail and then stretch it so I know, okay, that's the limit, and then twist it. You have to guesstimate, or guess, place it. Hopefully the rail connects correctly. So it gets a little frustrating, and it's time consuming. So yeah, that's the only, there's the 2 drawbacks. Now the other drawback is I want to do the T intersections, the T's, and the blueprint is not big enough, so I have to do those by hand, unfortunately. But either, it is what it is. Now, I think I have to take a branch off here. That's why I want the T. I'll have to hand place a T, because I want to come down this way. And then I think we can get down into the desert basin over here. And then what I can do is connect the aluminium tracks to this lane, here. And also, like I mentioned, I think it's here. We can, I think, get on here and go up and in, which would be really nice. So my whole thinking is I don't mind doing sky bridges and stuff, but I mean, it is kind of silly because look at how high we're up. It's just floating, So as far as the next phases, I do want to build buildings and go up in the air and have them you know, not floating. Oh, hi. Not floating in the midair. Will I do it? In some cases, yes. But I think I was also talking about building out above the water because there's no restrictions. And I can, build up in the air and then have enough room for water trains. So build up, but put it on stilts. Make it look like it's actually supported. But these machines it's so time consuming putting these freaking walls in. That's a kind of a passion project to me, I want to get things done. So I'm always like, well, do I want to play the game or do I want to do art projects? And I love what designs people have come up with. They're amazing. But I'm more of I want to build more and more and more kind of person. That's how I like to play. So I do like aesthetics, don't get me wrong, but I also don't have a lot of time for it. I'm doing other things. Eating, sleeping, one of those things. So, but anyway, there's the MAM research. So let's drop down and check that out. Where the hell am I? All right, here we go. Dark. Oh, this is cool. Dark ion fuel? Oh. Well, wait a minute here. Packaged rocket fuel. Dark matter crystal. So we have alternates for the liquid fuel. Still kicks out this crap, though. I like... Ooh, dark matter trap. Cool. So we'll have to compare these. But I want to leave this locked up. And we'll run another one here. There's going to be more. Because we unlocked so much crap. Now, what I'm going to do... I want to get the... Oh, boy. I want to get the sulfur... Well, I want to get through... And over there... I got a little issue where I'll have to pull some concrete slabs up these things. And get the rail out to that basin, which is out this way. So, where I'm at, right there, that's where it slopes down even more, and goes down in here. So the project is to get the rail down here, in this area. So anyway, I'll keep working on the rail, and I'll check in when I get out that way. I'm gonna find more coal. I think that coal is the only coal here in this area. But I want to push out to the desert and see if there's any sulfur. So I want to plop down some radar towers and look and see if there's any, hopefully some sulfur out there that I can pull to the new, because I want to do the new power plant. I want to get that up and running so then I can tear this one down. And I could leave it as a backup system. That's another option. So anyway, all right, I'm gonna go work on the rail, and hopefully get some sulfur. Wish me luck. Alrighty, pioneers. I gave up on my rail project, and I figured, well, okay, there's a reason for it. Welcome to the new power plant. I've been talking about this, I know. And now that we have rocket fuel, it changed everything, because I was talking about doing the turbo fuel rebuild, and I'm glad I didn't. I'm glad I didn't. Because, yeah, this is going to stay in place because we need it for a little bit, but it's going to scale down. So what we have here is a rocket fuel build, and there is something that we can do later with it. Now, I might need to reconfigure stuff because I need to place stuff down and figure out how things are going to work. But for now, this is how it's going to go. There is another phase to this to get the ion fuel, and where we get to take the power shard and do all this crazy stuff. I think it was with dark matter or whatever. But I'm not worried about that right now because we need power in order to get the processors and all these crazy machines. So when it's all said and done, this one will produce 130 gigawatts. We're doing barely 30 right now. Of course, I've got more capacity that I can pull a little bit out of there. But based on... And that's why I'm doing the rail network, because I need to be able to pull different coal patches and sulfur patches and iron and copper. And we need to get those things to equalize for an output, right? We need a certain amount of input for a certain amount of output. No brainer, right? So what I did is the original plan here was to take that 600 anyway. That's a 600 oil patch there. I bootstrapped those goofy looking things. Oh, the time crystals. The diamonds. So oil to diamonds to the time crystals. That way I can get the crazy belt, you know, which I will need for this. So anyway, yeah, 600 oil coming in, and the same back end here as before. Heavy oil residue, that we always need that for fuel. No matter what fuel we're doing, we need it for plastic. Well, it's a byproduct from plastic and rubber. So oil always produces heavy oil residue. So this one here is 20. I split it up in 10 and 10. The split is over there. But it comes, I think it's somewhere. There it is right there. So it goes 10 that way and feeds down to 8 mixers or blenders. And then this one here pops in and goes over here. So it's 8 over here and 8 over here. And it worked out perfectly. So I got the 600 flow rate pipe on the outputs here. So yeah, these numbers work really good. So then we've got the diluted fuel here using the blender. And it's the alternate. I think I thought about this and, talked about this before, but it's 50 megawatts to dilute fuel using refineries. What these do here, the blenders, is it knocks down complexity because you don't have to deal with the containers, outputting and inputting and all that stupid stuff. So it's the same power footprint, and it's potentially it's a much cleaner build, as you can see. I've got these set to 100, and this is 100. And then it's 50 heavy oil residue for 100 fuel. So if you take the power, 75 megawatts, versus the 50 total, you're getting more fuel. You're getting 100 versus 60. So the power goes up, the fuel goes up, but the complexity goes down. And you can do crazy stuff like this, where you can hook the water extractors directly to the blender. So it's got a little bit of a down feed there, and that's cool. This pipe should be fine. It's all buffered, and I did fire this up, and it didn't have any problems filling up the machines. Because when you do a little drop down, it does help the flow, as opposed to being flat for some reason. I don't know. I heard that somewhere. I was watching some videos. Someone said that, and I'm like, oh, that's why. Okay. So we're going to have 130 gig from this thing, if I didn't mention that. I dropped I could do another fuel genny at the end downclocked. But I'm going with 13 because I want the extra fuel. Because at the end, I'm going to do rocket fuel packaging for my jetpack. So my ionized fuel is going to be, when that runs out, I'm going to do that. Rocket fuel, which is just fine with me. Rocket fuel is awesome. So we're going to have a drone coming in here, docking at the end over here, bringing in the aluminum ingots, and I'll manufacture the little containers. So the drone will be flying back and forth, and the drone will also get the fuel for the flight. That's why I want to go, I want to bring it down a little bit so there's a little extra for the drone and for my little jetpack. And the jetpack doesn't take that much, but the drone will take a little bit, and we will be able to see how much it takes. So I can adjust the build here. I could downclock the last one a little bit, not have as much fuel in the last one. So there's enough for the drone, but I think we'll be fine. Look at that. There's the water train over there. Huh. So I'm going to build this out slowly but surely. I don't want these all running at the same time until I get this powered up. Then I'll go boop, and all that. So let's go over by the... Oh, and then I had to fix this stuff. Oh, by the way, I think I mentioned it. I did have a recording I scrapped because I'm like, oh, crap. First, I was talking too much, and second, I screwed up some belts over here. So I had to redo them. and start again. Look at that. 2 trains per resource. What I'm going to do is, while one train is heading to the resource to load, hopefully another train is coming here to unload to keep the flow going, because this is going to chew up a lot of resources fast, especially with the bigger machines now. So this is something you have to, in Satisfactory, each milestone is pretty locked into, you need to do this for what you're unlocking, you know? So power, power, power. So we should be on ionized fuel coming up here. So this power plant will allow me to do the ionized fuel. But we'll have to look at that later. So in a sense, what I could do is go to another oil field, set up a new oil power plant if I want to keep this one up and running, and just rebuild it. Or I'll try and, like I said, retrofit the ionized fuel parts into this one. So like I said, you know, so my thoughts are I can pull up the generators here if needed, or I can walk this up forward or back more, put the ionized fuel machinery in, and then we get even better fuel output and more generators can be powered off of that, even more. But if we look at the map where I'm at here, we've got plenty of room. So, and yeah, this is the edge. Oh, I went to the edge of the map over here. You do start to take on damage when you get to the edge. You just got to turn back. It give you enough time. It's like beep, 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 and your health goes down a little bit each time. So, yeah, you can find the edge. But, yeah, that's... Oh, yeah, look at that. There's the line. So I like this area for building, obviously, and power. Also, over here is a great spot for building. There's a nuclear power plant you can do here. Underneath the waterfall, there's uranium, if it's still there. I don't know if they've moved it. I haven't looked, but they have uranium all over the place now. I think they have more uranium now. So, that's the case there. Over here, I have a water belt. It's an underwater water belt. Underwater transport belt. There you go. I went... I'm like, oh, crap. I'm like, oh, I'm pretty close. Oh, well. The sulfur and coal might float away in the water. Because I'm like, oh, I got to go under this train here. I didn't want to stagger them to make room, you know. So otherwise, I could do 3 floors, you know, build vertically, which is what I did. So you do sulfur, coal, and nitrogen. Because, well, I would probably put nitrogen here, sulfur, coal, whatever. And then you just come in. You know, you could do, I mean, you can ramp up pretty high in the game. So the thing is, though, if you can see here, this is a long run when you're using the 2-meter ramps. Now, I might redo this over here. We'll get into that in a second, though. So this is what I had to redo. I screwed up. I had sulfur going down one lane and coal going down the other. I'm like, oh, crap. I need to flip the lane, you know. So right here, this is... well, it doesn't matter which train goes where, but I'll go for coal. Oh, I'll set the trains up for whatever resource, because you know, whatever. I'll set up the coal patch, and these trains will go to that coal patch, so it's not going to get screwed up. So once I'm ready to do that, I'm going to chase off and do the sulfur and coal. Speaking of which, here's the nitrogen right here. I can take this out of here. Let's delete that. So it's all set up. We're going to take a ride. Now, they're putting sulfur way up on the top of these damn things over here. And also there's coal normal. I went ahead and marked these. I went out with the radar. So impure, normal, all these are coal. But they have a pure sulfur here and a pure sulfur here. I need both of them. So I might be able to go through here, and with the train, I did kind of scout it, but I keep getting distracted with Mercer spheres and slugs. So I'm gonna run through here again, but I can get through here and connect over here. Now the plan is to get out into this area. I gave up on the rail temporarily because I need to get my old power system removed. The old rail that's there, I need to get that out of there in order to punch through, because it's so messy trying to work around it. So I'm like, forget it. So that's why what I'm going to do is I'm going to sink the compacted coal, redo the rail line and get the main line situation going, and then I'll be able to tap into all the different nodes and bring them in and do builds wherever I need to go. The infrastructure is the worst part of the game, because once you get it in, you're good, but it does get tricky. So I wish I had my old saves. I wish I had them, because I would be, that further along, whatever. But then it wouldn't be a good playthrough, because I'm already further along. But whatever. So the plan is to get these two. I'll probably go in. Well, I might do a point-to-point for this. Wait a minute. Where are you? Here. Oh, that's up there. I'll have to assess that one. Well, yeah, I'm going to do 2-lane, though. I got to do 2-lane rail, because I want to get on that. The nitrogen is yeah. Let's get to that. Okay, where are you? Here you are. So these are all ready to go. Okay. Let's go into our menu here. Let's go to the nitrogen. It's a point-to-point train, because the whole thing is being consumed by this right now. I can up the amount and put a second train on there later, but right now I just want to get this power up and running, and then that nitrogen may be repurposed when we get different power. I think we still need the nitrogen to do, because we need the rocket fuel to make the other stuff, but I'll look at that chain when I get to it. I'm not worried about it right now. So we got our rocket fuel nitro here, and we got this one dump off. Okay, so let's go out and let's get out of here. And I want to set this one up first, actually. Let's get this one online. Edit timetable. We got to go here. Oh, wait. Get that out of there. We got to go to I want to go to the dump off first, and then nitro. Oh, come on. Oh, what? What's going on here? I can't pull it. Dump off. Nitro. Yeah, it glitched. Because I removed it, but it wouldn't let me put it back in. Oh, I forgot to save changes on the other one. Okay, self-drive. And... okay, it's staying. That's what I want. Okay, yeah, I did forget to save the changes. Okay, there we go. Turn on self-drive. So what I wanted to do is stop here first. I want that one behind me. So because I want to test the signaling. Okay, there we go. Yeah, so I want this train to be able to come up here. So I got like a left-hand drive thing going on. But I'm probably going to fix it. I don't know. If this works, then fine. Okay, there we go. Took a while, even though it didn't unload. So, yeah, these trains are a little bit wonky. Okay, that's edging forward. Okay, so here's my left-hand drive. This was confusing. I screwed up. I wanted to go over. But actually, it works out, because now it comes in here nicely. So I come off my ramp and go straight on over. And this was the fun part. I'm using all these goofy things. It's kind of scary. Yeah. And I'm using, the concrete stuff here. Over and around. Look at this, man. Oh, I did a little design here. I'm trying to indicate that it's supported. I can't see it, though. Okay, now we should be going in. Yep, there we go. Now, once the train is past that block over there, block signal, and this is why I want 2-lane, but I didn't want to do it. I just want to get this up and running. Now, that train should be on its way right now. So you have to dual signal so that, because it's a one-way, it's a one rail, but it's a 2-way rail, right? So right now, there it is. There's the train. See how it's coming. So as soon as I exited that block and entered into this block here, now that train can pull all the way up, and it's going to wait. I love that honk. There we go. So by the time that loads, and all that, and goes through the animations, this train should be further along. So it's going in there. It's loading. Oh, wow, it's lit. Does it light up when a train hits there, or does it just light up? That's pretty cool. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh, look at that. Look at that. The abyss. Okay. So, yeah, I mean, this is pretty quick going down. We're going at, what is it, 127, 129, 30. Okay. I think they capped it. It used to be, man, this thing could get up to like 200 miles an hour. Something like 250. Okay, so now I'm on the other, I'm left-hand drive right now. And then, oh, and that is going to be the output right there. So I'm going to loop around, and I'm going to do the 2-lane rail and everything, so it'll all be good. All right, here we are. So that train should be right behind me. Okay, there we go. And where are you? I'm curious. There it is. Okay. So I don't know how long that animation took. Oh, what are you doing? Oh, you know what? I might have forgotten to... Yeah. Oh, there we go. Yeah, I forgot to do that. I got to check all those now. Really quick here. So I did that one. I just forgot to follow through on the other two. It's common to do that. But that's fine. No big deal. So there we go. We got 2 trains on 1 line. Now, in the past, if you did this, the trains... Before we didn't have signals... When they introduced signals, they introduced the crashing. So if you don't signal correctly, that's your bad. It's on you. So now that they have... So what they did is they turned off collision for the trains. So you could run 2 trains. They would go right through each other. And it was no big deal. Like, whatever. So the game was in development. And it's awesome that we get to play it, Oh, one of the things I was thinking about doing is tanks here. There we go. Look at that. That way I can... when the trains unload, there we go. Nitrogen, baby. Nice. Ingredient number 2. So, yeah, I was going to do the tanks. Now, I'm a little concerned about, the flow here. Okay, well, that's why I wanted to go in stages. Get this all buffered up. The pipes have to buffer everything. Okay, there we go. Little bit of a trickle of gas. Nice. So that's ingredient number 2 there. The fuel was easy. Everything's local for that. Oh, and then over here, I'm going to put a sink. And I want to do that now before I forget. Okay, there we go. Got a sink there. That way the compacted coal is taken care of while I work on this here, getting it up and running. So I want to get all this online, and then the other one, I can start to work on that, slim it down, figure it out. And then once that's figured out, then I can get the compacted coal over there and get that running. Over here is the sink for the polymer resin. And I can utilize this. I just got to pull a train in here. What I'll do, you need water to turn it into plastic, but I don't have enough fuel in the system here to double it into rubber. So most likely what I'll do is just try and utilize it somewhere. This will always run. And then, now, here's the issue. When you go to nuclear power, guess what? This gets deprioritized. So that's why I don't care about relying on this. So I'll probably just leave the sink here. But if I need plastic, I can put it on the network from here. Like for personal use or whatever. If I wanted to do that. But like I said, once you get to nuclear power, this is over. You rip this up. You don't want all this extra crap. You don't want this on your save, because all these entities have to calculate your computer has to calculate all the operations here. They've optimized this to a certain, to a good degree here, but it's still stuff on the map. So I would be ripping this crap up and sinking it. So there we go. We got nitrogen. Yeah, and that is lit. Look at that. So now it's off. So that's got to be because it's... Why is it turning on and off? What is causing that? Is it the sunlight? Or what? I don't know. So where are these trains at? Where are they? Okay, well, we got a flashing error. Yeah, see, they entered into the block. Why is it doing that? Alrighty, Pioneers. I may have found the problem here. So, right now, that train... Both trains butted to each other, headed to each other. I think I had too many block signals. So I'm going to head up a little more. And so this train has to wait there instead of... Because what it did is it went ahead and it did a no-no thing. So I'm going to hop out here and showcase this here. So if I grab a signal... What I had a signal here. Yeah, I had two signals right here. So what happened was this block from this signal to here, what happened was this train that loaded came all the way around and stopped right there. So it was like, well, nothing is in this little block here. So having two chains at either end, it doesn't matter, not both, but one, will keep this block from being occupied. So I'm going to turn on self-driving. Okay. So that train should be sitting there until this train passes through the block that's at the end now. So they should be waiting, you know, either way. All right, here's the block that is going to keep the trains from entering. And there it goes, see? Now the other way is I want to make sure I test the other way. You know, make sure, well, if there's a train there, I want to make sure the other train doesn't enter into that block at all. It should hang back. You know, that's if a train is in that block. So that's the trick there. All right, now we got trains on the move here. It went right on in. So there was, I think, you know, a little bit of a delay between the two. So they weren't bound to meet, you know. So I'll have to keep an eye on this thing and make sure it works. I'm pretty sure I got it now, though. Wow, that was pretty cool. All right, well, I'm going to work on the coal and the sulfur now. Oh, boy. And you know what? There's not much I can do. There's really no good way to get up there. I mean, they made it where you actually have to do the vertical lifts, you know, going up. I might do, like with this one, I did a corkscrew here because it made sense. And I did have points to grab onto. So I'm going to call this, you know, like a climb. You have to climb this. And you have to use the environment to patch into. I might have to shove a foundation into the side of the wall and make it look like it's reinforced, you know, just so it looks like, oh yeah, a train can go up here, you know. So that's about the only thing that I can do. I could do a corkscrew all the way up, but it takes a lot of time to do the corkscrew. I'd rather just pop against the rock face. I think that's kind of feasible, you know. Because, you know, you could trains go up mountains and through mountains and stuff. So, yeah. All right, I'll work on the sulfur and coal. All right, Pioneers, I got to end the episode. Of course, it's running long. Building games. I'm going to clear some trees. And then, pure sulfur. So, there we go. And, also, 1,200 per minute. I've tapped this one in the past. It's very tricky to get a train in here. But it can be done. I've done it. I'm going to clear these out and drop a stop. So I'll try to do 2-lane rail over here. Oh, you can't get rid of this crap. Oh, I might be able to blow it up. Yeah, I can do... I'm going to do a 2-lane rail system. Hopefully I remember to do it from here back to the power plant, which is... Well, that's nitro. Over there somewhere. Yeah. And then I can, you know, reconfigure trains if I need to, because I'd like to have the option of doing different things. So I'll work on that, and we'll fire up that power plant next episode. So I want to thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed this one. Peace out.